Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, stream. It's been 24 hours since we've seen each other. And I'm very happy to see you all here. My name is Kojo Sarfo. For those of y'all who are not familiar, I am your Hollywood mental health expert. And over here, I share things from my life and things that I've learned, both professionally, personally, and in other areas of my life to help you improve and boost your life. So as we get started, I want you to use the comment section to let me know where you're checking in from, what's your name, give me the whole rundown on you, and let's get going. Coco, what's going on? Nice to see you on YouTube. YouTube. Shout out to my YouTubers. The YouTubers have been showing out. Normally we have more Facebookers, but the YouTubers have been showing out. Leilani, how are you? How are you? Thank you for being the moderator. We're aiming for about an hour on today's live stream. About an hour. I'm already an hour late, Nicky Ficky. But we're aiming for about an hour. I think this could be why I'm seeing a rise in my YouTubers. YouTube might be giving the notification out to my subscribers because I don't think TikTok gets it. I'm not even sure if Facebook gets it, but whatever systems that allow for people to get the automatic notification, cool. I know YouTube does this cool thing where you can watch me horizontally or vertically, because the majority of people are used to, they're used to seeing me vertically, from all the shorts. So I think that's, what people are accustomed to. Chris, we're really live. This is really live, and I'm really here. Oh, Rose, you got a notification on Facebook? So Rose got a notification, and she's on Facebook. Awesome. Marissa, I appreciate you. I like how Marissa spelled a little different too. I like different things. Okay, and for the title, I thought the title. Let me edit this title. Ways that I've self-sabotaged. I meant to put ADHD in there as well. We have that in the title on TikTok because I want to tie this in to autism and ADHD. I want to tie it in. Let me say the changes right there. We just updated the title on Facebook. I'm not sure if the title will update on actual Facebook. And then let me update it on YouTube as well. And my hands are cold. I can't even feel my hands. Mickey Ficky. Juicy is accounted for on TikTok. Juicy said, that's why I'm here. Okay. Happy that you're here, Juicy. Let me go get a bottle of water for the water break that we will have at some point. Look at this bottle of water. Boy, I can't do that cold. Okay, awesome. Angel, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you so much. I try my best to be as handsome as possible. I work out mainly for mental health purposes. So that's why I work out. So that way I don't become more crazy. But a secondary benefit is so that I can look good naked. On Facebook, in your profile picture showed you were online. Okay. So you were already watching a clip. Okay, cool. This is very valuable information. I need to see how things look like for y'all. So thank you. The video is on YouTube because it's less stimulating. Oh, okay. I like that. Oh, we're starting off spicy tonight. I mean, we can. Neuro Spicy's gotta be spicy. That's what we do. Andy P, I'm happy that you're on and live on TikTok. Tim Go, I appreciate that. Thank you, Tim Go. Zay Hardhead on TikTok, I appreciate you. These are some quite the names. You didn't wear the gray sweats, did you? No. I didn't wear the gray sweats. I don't like wearing gray sweats in public. I want people to focus on whatever they're doing. So no gray sweats for me on live stream. No gray sweats in public. I want people to focus. I want the women who are driving on the streets to focus. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't be worried about the wrong thing. Don't be worried about the wrong thing. Stay in your lane. Julianne, at some point you probably subscribe to my live streams. I hope that's why you got the notification. I hope so. I love watching your videos with my son. He's 15, RDHD. I'm pretty sure I am as well. Crystal, I appreciate you. My pleasure. My pleasure. And Jeanette, thank you very much. Great name, by the way. Great name. Great name. Are those pretty girls that be on your videos, are they your girlfriends at the time, or are they friends, models? Okay, so guys, I come from a small country in West Africa called Ghana. I'm not sure if y'all have heard of Ghana, but in Ghana, you are allowed to have 4 wives at the same time. Okay, as long as you can provide for all of them. You're allowed to have 4 wives. So I got a couple of wives, and they all get along with each other. Can you believe that? Do y'all believe that these American women are getting along with each other? Do y'all believe that? Of course you don't, because American women would not get along together like that. That only works in West Africa, and that only works in the 70s and 80s. Nowadays, the women in my country, they're American as well. They've been watching YouTube Shorts and Instagram, so now they have that American mentality where they want to be the only one. They want to be the only one. No, but the women in my videos, no, they are friends. They also are models. So they're models, but they're my friends. I just realized that they are models. But yeah, they are my friends, and the majority of them are neurodivergents. The next show in LA will be this Saturday. We're going to do a home show at the Comedy Chateau. So this Saturday it's the 7:30 p.m. show. So if you're here in LA, 7:30, come on out and see me at the Comedy Chateau. I would love to see you. I would love to see you. Yeah. But they're not my wives. They're not my wives. So it says poly is a thing, my dude. No, it is a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing. And we do have a Patreon, Svetlana. The Patreon, the link to the Patreon should be in the bio. And we have, let me pull this up. We have this right here. Because this is the late night show. Join my Patreon and email list. Link is in the description. I just feel like when I have this thing on here, the people's comments, yeah, whatever, we can leave it on there. But yes, I will post a link somewhere for the Comedy Chateau. A lot of the shows there happen to be free. So if you come, it's in North Hollywood. If you come this Saturday, look on my Instagram. My Instagram is where I announce everything. But if you come this Saturday, you will see that the shows are free. There's just a 2-drink minimum once you get to the club, but the shows should be free at the Comedy Chateau. And just tell them that you're there for Kojo. I appreciate you. Oh, the tie is dope. Who said that? Chris, thank you. Tie is fine. Yay for neurodivergence. And someone said, I honestly can't tell if you have 4 wives or not. Well, in the words of Kanye when he won the Grammy, I guess we'll never know. I love the idea of 4 wives. I love it. I'll say that. Nah, in actuality, I'm not sure, but the idea, I love it. And Carrie on TikTok says, I love my guys from Senegal at work, though none of them have acquired extra wives yet. Yeah, you have to get the first wife, and then you have to make sure that she's okay with the second wife. Then you have to make sure that the second wife is okay with the third wife, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like having 2 kids. When you have 2 kids, you have to buy something for each kid, because if you just buy something for one kid, then the other kid's like, oh, I want a toy. So when you have 2 kids, you gotta make sure that both of the kids have something, there should be street parking there. But yeah, I'd love to see you at the. We have 2 shows. We have 2 shows on the home turf this month. This Saturday at the Comedy Chateau. Then next week, Friday night at the Fourth Wall Comedy Club in Hollywood. So those 2 are, I will call those 2 my home shows. And I'm not at UCLA, but we've just done a lot of skits at UCLA. One woman is more than enough. Sounds like a headache. Yeah, it does. It's just easier to get one woman who has multiple personalities. That's easier. Just give me one woman with multiple personalities. A personality to match each one of my personalities. Let's just say that. All right, so this is here so people can know what we're doing. This is a late night show with Dr. Kojo. I'm not sure if I'll keep it up all live stream. I probably won't, but I'll drop it here from time to time so you can join the Patreon and the email list. The link is in the description, but I don't want anything to take away from my beautiful face. So we will. Okay, guys, we're talking about different ways that I've self-sabotaged, and we're going to tie this into autism and ADHD tonight. Let me make sure that we have, let me see what this looks like on Facebook. I'm also looking at these comments on TikTok. One woman with multiple personalities. Yeah, that's easier to find than 4 wives. American women don't go for all that. But if you say one woman with 4 personalities, she's going to say, yeah, I can do that. I can show you my other personalities. I can most definitely do that. Neurospicy relationship, I'll take it. I don't think I'll ever do a non-neurospicy relationship. Honestly, I don't think, not to, you don't want to discriminate and say that somebody who is neurotypical is undateable, but I just don't want to. No, I'm gonna need a neurospicy group of wives. Yep. And yeah, these live streams will not be paywalled. Nah, these will not be paywalled. What are my personalities? Oh, where do I begin? I got a personality. I got the Dr. Kojo personality, which is I'm dressed as Dr. Kojo today. I have my nice professional jacket. I can zip it up. Look at this. Check this out right here. Check this out. This is magic what I'm about to do. Look at me. It's not gray sweatpants, but it's almost as exciting. Look, it's right here. This is if I know how to work these zippers. Come on now. Why does Sioux Supply make their jackets so difficult? Okay, there we go. Look at me try to button this thing up. I need some help. Can one y'all help me with this? Got down. I'm trying to button this thing up, guys. This is me every single day. Honestly, this is me trying to leave the house, trying to button this thing up. All right. Cool. I'm gonna have to go to Suit Supply and get my money back. Either way, my main personality is Dr. Kojo. All right, that's the personality that I protect the most. This is Dr. Kojo right here. I got the glasses on. I got the tie on. I got the nice jacket on. This is Dr. Kojo. Dr. Kojo has one wife. Dr. Kojo has a kid and a white picket fence, and he says all the right things. Dr. Kojo he's a money maker. He's one who goes out and he makes the videos and he gets the brand deals and he sees the patients. That's Dr. Kojo. So that's one personality. Then you have Kojo. That's my other personality. That's me. People who know me know Kojo. Kojo, like that's me. This is Kojo right here. No glasses. Something like this. This is Kojo. No tie. No tie, by the way. Ah, shoot. Look what I did. I messed up the tie. I don't know how to tie ties. Now I can't wear this tie until I ask a friend to tie this tie. Unless one of the wives can tie for me. So, okay, because I messed this up right here, we will beat the Kojo personality tonight. This is Kojo. And normally Kojo would have a chain here. You know, I like to wear a chain, my jewelry. So this is Kojo right here. Kojo is laid back. He enjoys watching football, playing fantasy football, playing flag football with his friends. Kojo has a couple of girlfriends, actually, Kojo just has a girlfriend. That's Kojo. That's Kojo. Now, you have another one of my personalities called Mo. That's a childhood nickname. Now, Mo is a troublemaker. Mo says a couple of choice words every now and then. Mo has like 8 girlfriends, no wives. Mo says the wrong thing always at the wrong times. And Mo is always late. So that's the third core personality, Mo. We try and keep Mo to the side so that Dr. Kojo can do his thing. We want Dr. Kojo and Kojo to run the show. And Mo can come out every now and then. But we want Dr. Kojo and Kojo to run the show. We want them to run the show. One of your childhood nicknames is Mo? Okay. So the way you spell Mo, my Mo is M-U-O. It comes from this Nigerian movie called Mr. Ibu. It's an old school movie that y'all probably don't know about. But yeah. And Cats, so I don't think that I have dissociative identity disorder. I don't think I have DID. I just have multiple personalities. Are you a right foot up, left foot slack? CL Bloodstone on TikTok. That's funny. That's funny right there. 8 girlfriends is a full-time job. 8 girlfriends is a full-time job. That's why we leave Mo at home most days. Mo cannot come out to play because no. Mo's out here looking for extra girlfriend. No. We want Dr. Kojo and Kojo to run the show. Yes, we're based in LA. Yeah, I gotta learn how to tie a tie. I'm not pretty good at doing that. I'm the male version of you. Okay. How many personalities you have? And Laura, you are in the right place. If you have ADHD and then you just got diagnosed with autism, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. How weak and how many of y'all like? I love it when y'all don't know if I'm joking or not. That's amazing. That's amazing. I I struggle to make one woman happy. I could never do 4 wives. I struggle to figure out what one woman wants. So 4, the idea of it sounds great, but man. Trying to make one woman happy is That's like 2 full-time jobs. Ain't no telling what you're gonna want. Make sure the side opposite the zipper pullers. Oh, well, I mean, it only works when I have the tie on, but let me see. Let me see if Leilani knows what she's talking about, or if I don't know how to zip this thing. Guys, see, this is a perfect example of my day-to-day life. I suck at all the small things. All the small things, like this stuff, is hard for me. But if there's an emergency or a car accident, or if there are 2 patients fighting at the psych hospital, I can de-escalate 2 aggressive patients at the psychiatric hospital with just my words. No Haldol, no Ativan, no Benadryl. I can de-escalate. I don't need no medications because this is what I do. This is what I do. Don't worry, women get. Oh, do y'all? Do y'all? Okay. Okay. Do y'all? Hey, it's a $400 coat now. This coat, $400. It costs too much. I can't tell my mama I be buying $400 coats. She's gonna get upset with me. She's like, Coach, don't be spending money like that. Leah, I hope to see you in Houston at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club, April 26th. I hope to see you there. And that handsome guy in your photo, Leah, whoever that is, I hope to see him as well. I'll remember y'all. I will remember y'all. I will remember y'all. I have at least 5 sides. Okay. In the chat, drop a number to let me know how many personalities y'all have. How many personalities do y'all have? And General asks, what got me into comedy? Oh, comedy has been my antidepressant my whole life. I've always laughed my way out of situations. And when I first moved to LA, I lived like walking distance within the Comedy Chateau, which is where I'll be this Saturday. And I would go to the Comedy Chateau, and I would go 2-3 times a week to the comedy shows. And if I was dating somebody, I would take her to the shows. And then people were like, oh, do open mic. And then I did an open mic, and then I got sucked in. Oh, that's your husband? Well, all right. I would love to see you and Mr. Banks at the show in Houston. I would love to see y'all. I would love to see y'all. I would love to see y'all. And let me see. Leah has 2 personalities. 2 autistic. That's the reason I write poetry. Okay. Just 2. Okay. 3 personalities. Alejandro, 2 personalities. I have at least 5. Adrienne on TikTok says 3. Corey says 3. Miss TG, I appreciate you. Valeria says 3. Jada says 1, but have an alter ego. Polly says at least 3. Okay. Gerald says same, but I could never get on stage. Oh, yes. Being on stage is pretty hard. It's pretty hard. It's scary, but I like to run towards danger. I like danger. Every woman that I date is neurodivergent. Every woman I've dated is neurodivergent. After I did some research and I thought about it, I've never dated a normal woman. I'm sure the guys in this chat like, I've never dated a normal woman either. Alejandro, in terms of new patients, right now, I told my assistant to put that on pause because I don't want us to get overwhelmed. What happened last year is I had 3 comedy dates set up. I had 3 comedy dates set up for Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta, and I burned out. And with my practice, I really wanted my dad, who's also in psychiatry, I really wanted him to work with me. He doesn't like outpatient though, but I thought my dad was going to work with me, which was one of the driving motivators behind setting up the practice and pouring in a lot of money into it. I thought my dad was going to work with me. And this is not something that he wanted to do. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna overwhelm myself. Yeah. You see, love the stage, but fear people. Oh, then you got to do it. You got to do it. You have to run towards your fear. You have to run towards your fear. Run towards your fear. I haven't read my poetry on the stage, but well, Leah, you know what? Leah, you know what? Come to the show in Houston and sit in the front row, and we would all love to listen to your poetry. So I have to make eye contact with you, but you and your husband come out to the show in Houston. Would love to see y'all, and I'd love to hear one of your poems straight from the heart. Come out, come out. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. Normal is overrated. Yeah, I don't like normal girls. I don't like normal girls. And there's no telling if what my dad will do later on, or like I'm not shutting down the practice. Like it's gonna be there, and I definitely want to help people on the professional side of things. That will never stop. That will never stop. Never stop. Leilani, you might have to send me a video and then I'll try after the fact. But I'm not good with these things. This is not my thing. It's not my thing. And look, there's no shame in my game. I remember one time in grad school, the girl I was dating at the time, she had a flat tire on I-20 in Augusta, Georgia. And I was like, dang, my girl got a flat tire and I don't know how to change a tire. What am I going to do? So I did what any logical man would do. I called my little brother. I'm like, hey, so-and-so has a flat tire. They're at exit 194 off of Riceboro Road in Augusta, Georgia, whatever. My brother came and helped me out. No shame in my game. No shame in my game. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. You got to work on the right things, Julianne. You've been working on the wrong things, and you've been working really hard at it. That's how you burnt out. I'd love to come to Florida next. I would love to come to Florida next. I don't know how to clock someone as normal. I don't know. The majority of people who are around me, not really normal. And Victoria, yeah, I know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He just doesn't like outpatient, and outpatient is cool. I like outpatient, but inpatient, I think inpatient is my true love. Like the psych hospital, the actual psych hospital is my true love. The actual psych hospital is my true love. If I could choose between working outpatient or inpatient, I could work at the psych hospital for free. I really do. I really do love it. Leilani, send it via email, and I'll give it a shot and see if I can tie it. I'll give it a shot, but I won't spend too much time on it. Psych hospital is not intense. It's really not. I love everything about it. There's like 7 different emergencies going on at one time. Somebody might be smearing feces on the wall. So, 2 people are trying to fight. One person's trying to spit on somebody. One person is hearing voices. And I can go in there and I'm like, all right, relax. All right, what you want? You want some juice and crackers? All right, here's juice and crackers. Okay, you're hearing voices. Okay, all right. Are you afraid? Are the voices telling you to do anything? Okay, all right, cool. Hang out there. Let me know if you need me. Y'all trying to fight. Why y'all trying to fight? You want to go outside and play basketball? All right, let's go outside and play basketball. Quite easy. But a lot of people don't like being at the psych hospital because it's just, it has this stigma right here. This is the stigma that it has, that it's rough and intense, but it's not like that. It's really not like that. And cases, I enjoy working in the psych hospital. It's a great job. It's a great job. Oh, I know about Florida. We know about Florida. Florida is very interesting. We know about Florida. And I think you did spell limerence incorrectly, but the quickest way to get out of limerence is to Think of things that you don't like about that person. Find you a couple of icks, and that'll do the job. Find you a couple of icks, that will do the job. All right. I saw the aftermath of a. Okay, all right. Adrienne on TikTok. I'm not even gonna read your comment out loud. There is violence at the psych hospital. Sometimes some people do get beat up, and those things do happen. So I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a thing. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes people get attacked. So I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a thing. So yeah, facts. Rebecca, yeah, I feel like I'm somewhere on the spectrum, Rebecca. I'm not sure exactly where. I'm not even sure if I want to go through the testing myself. So when I see people who are like, I'm not sure if I want to see if I, need this assessment or not, I get it. I get it. Because I'm not sure how many diagnoses I want to pick up. I already got a couple, but I'm like, all right, how many more do I need? How many more do I need? Rebecca. Oh, Rebecca. Rebecca said, are you autistic too? Been waiting for you to say it. Oh my goodness. A week. Wow. Diagnosed at 36 ADHD a few months ago. Rebecca, you see where I'm coming from. You see where I'm coming from. Sometimes before the doctor even knows. It's just a matter of going through and getting the test done. You know before the doctor knows. And you got diagnosed at 36. Shout out to you. Respect. It's very difficult being diagnosed later in life, and then everything starts to make sense. Rebecca, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Very, very touching. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So nice. So kind. So kind. Yeah, Leilani, I guess we're on this journey where we gotta figure out whether we got it. I can smell it now. Others. Oh, so you smelled the autism in me, and you're just waiting for me to say it? What? It's time for a water break, though. Somebody drop the magic word in the chat, and then we'll actually get into this nice live stream. We've been all over the place. But somebody drop the magic word in the chat, and then we will get into tonight's live stream. My family doesn't care and accept, and it's okay. Rebecca, we got to talk about autism or just mental illness in the Black community. We act like it's not there, and it infuriates me. I'm like, guys, do y'all not see what's going on in this family? Do y'all not see what's going on? And people are like, no. Big cheers. Let's get some water in. We're on the same wavelength, Rebecca. And Joyce says, both kids diagnosed with autism. Things about my husband that didn't make sense does now. It makes sense now, doesn't it, Joyce? All right, guys, so we're talking about self-sabotage, and this is ways that I've self-sabotaged. And I put autism and ADHD in there because I believe that if you don't have a fundamental understanding of yourself and you don't know how you operate and how you work, you will find yourself in situations where you'll self-sabotage. And with autism and ADHD, with both of them, with either one of them, but especially when you have both, there are a lot of things that are going to happen to you throughout the day that could throw you off center. Okay. So whether it's you running behind on things or you being frustrated because you don't know how to tie a tie, or you're struggling with the zipper on your jacket, or maybe you stepped in water with your socks, or maybe you can't find your keys. Isn't it funny how when we go to bed, we set all these alarms and we're like, all right, Set an alarm for 7:19 a.m. It's the most random and obscure times. And then you're calculating how much sleep you're going to get tonight. You're like, okay, all right, I need this. Okay, 7 hours of sleep. And then it'll take me this long to get to work. It's funny how you calculate all of that, but you don't calculate how long it'll take you to find your keys. You don't calculate how long it'll take you to get out of the driveway because you struggle with transition. So when you get in the car, instead of driving straight to work, in between you putting the address into the GPS and you actually going to work, you're looking at all these different things. You're looking at the Instagram reels that were sent to you last night. You're looking at a couple of TikToks. You're opening up a Safari browser on your phone. So many things happen to us. And what I'm trying to say here is that it's rare that we are ever emotionally centered. Something is always throwing us off at some point in time. Okay. And when you are not at a point where you can regulate your emotions, you're going to find yourself in a constant state of being stressed and overwhelmed. Your cortisol levels are shooting through the roof. And when you are this dysregulated, it's never a good time for you to make a decision. Okay. So anytime you have a big life decision in front of you, who I'm going to date, where I'm going to live, what I'm going to do for work, anytime you have a big life decision in front of you, the number one thing that you want to do, outside of praying and like talking to family, whatever, you want to make sure that you are as regulated as you could be. Make sure that you've eaten something. Make sure that you've gotten good sleep. I don't make decisions now unless I've slept that week. If I check my Aura Ring sleep score and it says that I've slept for an average of 4.5 hours this week, I'm not making any big decisions. Don't break up with that person. Don't get with this person. Don't go here. Don't go there. Don't quit this job. And I've self-sabotaged so many different ways. And I'm just now starting to learn that the undiagnosed neurodivergence is probably what did it. It's probably what did it. And I don't want to blame all my bad decisions on ADHD and autism. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And it's the Aura Ring. That's how I track my sleep. And there's other sleep rings that will, there's other things that will track your sleep. But the reason why I like the Aura Ring is because I can click the app and the app will tell me how much sleep I get and how much sleep, I've been averaging. And right now, if you look at my sleep, if you look at my sleep, total sleep for the week, my average is 9 hours and 51 minutes this week. That's really good. That doesn't sound like me. This year, my average is 7 hours of sleep a night, which is, damn near a record for me. And last year, my average was like 5.5 hours. It wasn't good. Sleep has been the big monster that I've been working really hard to slay. So, Aura Ring also does do O2 saturation, and this Aura Ring, I don't want to get sidetracked. I want to talk about the ways that I've self-sabotaged because that will help out a lot of y'all here. But I have one more thing to say about the Aura Ring. This Aura Ring is so good. It can get the O2 saturation. It can get your heart rate. I remember I was on a flight from Atlanta to Seattle with Alaska Airlines. And there was this 15-year-old girl who was having a medical emergency. She was having a hard time breathing. She had fallen down during a basketball game, and they were looking for medical professionals. So I paused, my Lil Wayne, and I'm like, all right, I can help, blah, blah. So I'm helping out this girl. So I take the seat where her dad's sitting. Her mom's sitting in the window, and then she's sitting in the middle. Now I'm sitting to the, to their left where their dad was sitting. And the equipment on this Alaska Airlines flight, like they didn't have, like I couldn't find an O2. I couldn't find, like they didn't have the right medical equipment that I wanted. So I took off my ring and I put this ring on this 15-year-old girl, and I'm measuring her heart rate and everything off of this Aura Ring and then the app. It was incredible. It was incredible. I thought that this thing right here, technology is quite interesting. It's quite interesting. And Leilani, we're at the 40-minute mark. My out will be an hour and a half. My out will be an hour and a half because I got to yapping. I got to yapping. And I will say that the ways that I've self-sabotaged, I do have a video on Patreon where I get more in depth into this, but I'll just briefly go over the ways that I've self-sabotaged. All right. So personally speaking, for me, I have this thing that's called black and white thinking. I don't know if y'all have experienced that, where it's either all good or all bad, and there's no Leilani, I'm laughing. There's no nuance. It's either all good or all bad. So sometimes when I'm convinced of a certain thing, it's very difficult to tell me that something else is true. Like if I believe something to be true, I believe it to be true, and that's the end of the story. So with black and white thinking, you'll make the wrong decision more times than not, because when you lock in on a certain thing, even if that thing is not correct, it'll be very difficult for people to get you to see the other side. And this has been me since I was a kid. This is just how I tend to operate. And we're going to go back to the year is 2020. All right. So we're going to go back 6 years ago. And I'm working in Southern Virginia at Eastern State Hospital, the oldest psychiatric hospital in the U.S. And I'm working in forensic psychiatry. I love my job and I love my patients. And this is when I'm new to social media. All right. So I'm finally posting on TikTok. TikTok is the app that I blew up on. And I'm getting hundreds of followers every week. And the hundreds became thousands of followers every week. And then it started to take off from there. The girl that I was dating at the time, we had this running joke that I was going to move to Los Angeles. Back in the day when you would go viral on TikTok, the joke was like, all right, it's time to move to LA and be a content creator. So that was a joke. And I would tell this, young woman that I would take her to LA. Hey, we're moving to LA. We're moving to LA, so on and so forth. And I know that she would have moved with me to California if I had, if I wanted her to move with me. And the long and short of everything is that I broke up with her not once, but twice. All right. So I broke up with her initially, and I was like, my bad, never mind. I don't mean that. Let's get back together. And then after that, I broke up with her again. Okay. The reason why I broke up with her, it took me a while to realize it, but the reason why I broke up with her is because I was operating out of fear. And I wasn't regulated. Once again, I say, when you're making big decisions in life, who you're going to date, what you're going to do for work, where you're going to live, you need time to think about these things. You can't just wake up and say, I'm moving to Houston. I'm moving to Cincinnati. I'm moving to Nashville. You need to take your time. Take your time. And Kim is talking about $4K a month rent in LA. These were the things that were on my mind. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to move to Los Angeles with this woman. How am I going to pay for my bills? How am I going to pay for everything? Or I wouldn't have a medical license in California. It would take me months. I'm all up in my head thinking about all the ways that I would fail. And I remember during this time period in my life, I was not sleeping. I would be lucky to get 4 hours of sleep a night. That's how burnt out I was. And I was burnt out from having to make this big life-altering decision. Do you leave this stable job where you're making money in Virginia to go out to California where nothing is guaranteed? And if you're going to do that, are you going to take this woman with you? Because when you take a woman with you, you got to look out for her. Like, do you have enough money to not only take care of yourself, but also take care of her as well? Now, the worst thing about fear and self-sabotage, especially for those of us who are neurodivergent. And Svetlana, if you're not able to subscribe to the Patreon, email us at info@codosarfa.com, and then I'll get my assistant to hop on it. But for those of us who are neurodivergent, one thing that he realized is that on top of the lack of sleep and being dysregulated, that we tend to operate out of fear and we play small. Like we never tend to aim big because we don't have a lot of confidence in ourselves. And the lack of confidence comes from you not doing what you told yourself you were going to do. You know how you make a plan and you say, I'm going to do all these things today, but no, today comes and then you do nothing. You make a plan for tomorrow, then tomorrow comes, you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. So we lack faith in ourselves. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're going to move from Virginia to California with this woman. What money? How are you going to pay for rent? And the worst thing about being dysregulated as a neurodivergent is that when you're making these big life decisions, you look at everything except for the facts. Okay? You look at everything except for the facts. And, we have very vivid imaginations. So in our head, we'll be thinking about any and everything. We'll think about some stuff that never even will happen. We have these very vivid imaginations. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to pay for myself? And this woman, now, mind you, this woman was a registered nurse. So she could have helped me pay some bills if I needed. She could step in and help out. She really could. I wasn't thinking that. I forgot that I'm Dr. Kojo. I can just work the same job I'm working in Virginia, in California. It just might take me a couple of months. I wasn't thinking about this. I was just thinking out of fear. What happens if I don't make it? Like what am I going to do? Now, the success that I have today, am I shocked that I'm doing this well? A little bit. A little bit, if I'm honest. I didn't know that things would be this good. I really did not know. Yeah, I am shocked a little bit. I have to say that. I'm shocked a little bit. But I didn't think that things would be bad. Nevertheless, I went and I self-sabotaged a good relationship. And I'm thinking to myself, like I thought back, like I had to do a thinking exercise. And I had to say, okay, Kojo, when we broke up with so-and-so, what were our reasons for doing this? And guys, I didn't have any reasons. Like I had no reasons. Like I had no, it's comical now. I had no reasons. No reasons outside of me living out of fear. Me living out of fear. I was afraid. I was afraid. And it took me a while to realize, okay, well, this is neurodivergence. This is mental illness. This is why you're supposed to take your medications. You're supposed to take the medications that the doctor gives you. There's a reason why the doctor put in for you to take the Ritalin. You're supposed to go to CVS and you're supposed to pick it up. And sometimes we'll do this thing where we'll stop taking the medications for a little bit just to see, just to see what will happen. We all do it. We're like, you know what? I just want to take these medications for a little bit and let me see if I can live life without it. And then after you stop the medications, you're like, damn, that's why I'm supposed to take the medications. That's why you're supposed to take the medications. And Renee, fear is what fear can do. It's devastating, and it can turn you into a person that you're not. Now, a lot was happening for me. I was running into all of this attention, and articles are being written about you, and you're seeing yourself on the FYP all the time. It was a lot to deal with, and I do think that for those of us who are neurodivergent, whenever you run into an influx of attention, you have to be careful, because that ADHD side of us that seeks dopamine, like you're craving that. At the same time, it's not sustainable. It's pretty much an addiction. You gotta be careful. And Leah, the story has a good ending because she's married and I'm Dr. Kojo and I'm doing my thing. So the story has a good ending, but I did learn a valuable lesson in that. I learned a valuable lesson that you don't make big, major life decisions when you're dysregulated. You don't do that. You don't make those decisions. And I remember, I remember Valentine's Day 6 years ago. She was saying, okay, she wasn't telling me to post her on social media, but she was just asking about, what do you feel? What's your opinion on taking couple photos and posting them on social media? And I was like, hey, babe, I'm becoming a public figure. So I don't want to post you on social media because I'm becoming a public figure and I want to be private. I want to be private. That's what I told her. And after I broke up with her, I started dating this NBA cheerleader, dancer, whatever. And then me and her started to post videos online. And if any of y'all are OG TikTok supporters, y'all remember when I was posting videos with that one girl I was dating. And if y'all don't remember that, then don't worry, don't remember it. But that's what I did. I pretty much told her that I don't want to post videos online because I want to be private. Then the next girl I'm talking to, we're posting videos online. So everything that I was saying was a fib. It was a lie. It was a lie. But this was me at my most dysregulated. And what I should have done is move to LA, do your thing, but you should have given yourself time to make the proper decision about what do you want to do in your dating life? What do you want to do? Because things worked out beautifully. I'm sitting here, I have 5 million plus followers. We have over 100 million monthly views. We're growing. Since that time, I got a book deal. I wrote my second book. I got a chance to host the 95th Oscars. I got to be on NBC's Today Show to promote the book. I got to do the ABC 7 LA segment multiple times. Life has been amazing. But back then, if you'd have told me that things would work out, I wouldn't have believed it because I was operating out of fear. And KM, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The book is You Already Won. I have a copy of the book here. And Angel, I am happy. I am happy. I'm happy now. But I had to get past all that guilt because for a long time I had a lot of guilt. And the fear persisted in my dating patterns. Because what I did after that is I moved to LA. Okay, yeah, you're a star, whatever. But then I would intentionally date women that I knew I wasn't going to go all the way with. Like I still had that fear within me. I was like, all right, we'll date, yeah, so and so, yeah, whatever, yeah, cool, yeah, she's cool, whatever. But I never, I always knew that the relationship would only go to a certain point. But that's because I hadn't healed from the prior situation. So I'm like, damn. Once I connected the dots, I was like, okay, Kojo, we have to really pause here. We have to pause here and we have to figure out what's going on. And this epiphany, this whole epiphany, I realized it for the first time, I'll say 2.5 years ago. So up until 2.5 years ago, midway through 2023 or so, yeah, I wasn't over the situation. I still was living with the guilt of the self-sabotage of this relationship. I wasn't aware. I had to do the inner work to figure out what was going on. And now that I know, I can do better. But now I know that I have these tendencies. So what's the lesson in all this? The next time I'm overwhelmed with fear and doubt and I'm afraid, that's a time to do nothing. Don't break up with nobody. Don't date nobody. Don't go quitting the job. Just pause. Just pause. Just pause right there. Just pause right there and do nothing. Just pause right there and do. If you do nothing, you'll be fine. Sometimes doing nothing is the best thing that we can do. But we feel like everything that happens to us, we have to have a reaction. Now we can just relax. Doing nothing is underrated. So that's one key way that I've self-sabotaged and on the dating side of things. On the business side of things, I would say that I self-sabotage. It was, once again, wasn't sleeping, wasn't taking care of myself. And I was with a management company that, how do I say it? I'll just say that they compromised my information. So with this management company that I was with, we ended up like severing ties, So we went our separate ways, but it took a considerable toll on my mental health, and I ended up firing my publicist. Um, and this is somebody who had worked with me from when I first got to LA. Worked with me through the Oscars deal, worked with me through me being on the Today Show, so on and so forth. So we had done a lot of great work together, but my publicist was the one who brought this management company to me. So as I'm splitting and going separate ways from this management company, I associated everything with that company with my publicist. Once again, black and white thinking. It's like, I can't get out of these negative thinking patterns. So because I associated my publicist with this management company, I'm like, all right, I'm finally able to get out of this contract, so I'm done with this management company. But because you're attached to them, you gotta go. You gotta go. And the paranoia that we can have as neurodivergents, it gets pretty wicked. Now, you don't just see paranoia in schizophrenia or in a manic episode, bipolar disorder. You can have paranoia with neurodivergence. You most definitely can, especially when you isolate and you stop talking to people and you start replying to text messages and you go into a hole. You can have paranoia. Just like Dina is saying, I'm in my head constantly. You can't outwork a mental problem by thinking more. But you feel like if you think more, you can outwork the problem. No, you can't do that. You can't out think a mental problem. You have to get up, meditate, do something, but you can't be in your head. You can't be in your head. No, the paranoia can get really bad. It can get very bad. And oftentimes, when you are the most paranoid, it's also during a moment where you're not connecting with people. You're not connecting with people. Once again, you're in your room. You come out for meals and you use the restroom, and you leave the house to go get the mail, but you're not leaving the house. If you do this for days on end, dare I say weeks, the paranoia will kick in. The paranoia will kick in. And that's what happened with me. I'm like, no, my publicist is attached to this company. You got to go. Impulsively fired him. And I think that the way that whole situation went, it could have been better. I most definitely didn't have to go about that situation like that. So now that I know my my thinking patterns, I put myself in a much better position. Anytime I have big decisions to make. So anytime I have a big decision to make, I know, okay, Kojo, you better get some sleep. Number one, get some sleep. Number two, get you some food. Make sure you've eaten. Number three, make sure you're exercising. Number four, make sure you're around good people. You can't isolate yourself. You can't isolate yourself. Like Eden said, yeah. And look, Kim, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, this is one of the worst parts about paranoia. Yeah. And I'm happy that we're talking about paranoia outside of the context of schizophrenia and bipolar, because oftentimes that's what we think about. Or with substances. Maybe you took too many gummies or edibles, and all of a sudden you're paranoid. You're looking outside the window to see who's trying to attack you. Okay, that can happen sometimes too, right? But you can be paranoid just from the things that you experience as a person who's neurodivergent. You can definitely be paranoid. You have to be very mindful of that. Very mindful of that. Yeah. And the people that are close to you that you would normally trust, when they do something that's a little questionable and you're paranoid, one eyebrow goes up, you're like this, I don't know if I can trust you. And instead of working through those feelings to see whether you're paranoid or not, you instantly go to, I gotta cut you off. I gotta cut you off. I have to get you out of my life. I gotta get you out of my life. That's one thing that I think we do a bit too much of nowadays. We cut people off way too quickly for things that aren't as big as they actually are. Now, I'm not saying go back. I'm not saying go back and rekindle a relationship with somebody who was a narcissist and they were abusive. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we're too quick to cut off people nowadays. I think we're just a bit too quick to cut off people nowadays. And Leilani, likewise, I appreciate you. And KM makes a good point right here. Sometimes, look, there's a thin line between hypervigilance and paranoia. Because you stay hypervigilant for far too long, guess what? You start to question everything around you. So the line between paranoia and hypervigilance is thinner than you would expect. Self-care is important. It's important. And yeah, if you go to a doctor and you mention something that is a paranoid statement, they will automatically think bipolar, schizoaffective, or schizophrenia. They'll never think that you're a neurodivergent person who is burnt out. That will never be their first assumption. It will never be their first assumption. Yeah. I mean, if you look at schizophrenia is a thought disorder. Paranoia will cause some disordered thoughts and some intrusive thoughts. And it's important to know this. And I think that one thing that we all need is neurodivergence is a reality anchor. That's something that we all need, a reality anchor. What brings you back to reality? This can be a person, it can be a job, it can be something that you enjoy doing, but you need a reality anchor, especially for people who are isolating and you're not spending a lot of time around other people and you start to really question everybody around you and their motives and their intent. When you start to question people's intentions around you, I mean, once again, still listen to your gut. Don't listen to this live stream and go against your gut. Still go with what you feel intuitively. But when you start to question everybody's intentions around you, that's a good time to step back and just ask yourself, okay, how much of this is legitimate? How much of it is actually legitimate, or am I tweaking? Am I low-key tweaking? Yeah, because sometimes that's what we're doing. I take time to cut people off. Yeah, we should be just a little slower. It's a little slower to cutting people off. It's a little slower. I was paranoid the other day playing because I saw a flashlight in the sky. I thought someone was. Look, there's a reason why when you go to jail or prison, not that y'all should go there or that you've been there, but there's a reason why when you go to jail or prison, a punishment that they have is solitary confinement. Taking you away from other people is a punishment. Why? Because we need other people. You need people to survive. You have to be around people. Not all the time, because that's too much. Ain't anybody trying to be around people 24/7. That's too much. But you have to be around people in some capacity. Do you think that's why we seem to attach anything that seems remotely related? It could be. It could be. There's a lot of different things that could lead to paranoia. A lot of things. And a reality anchor, it's needed. It's needed. Bunny says, my family says you're always suspicious of everyone. A reality anchor is needed. You need a reality anchor. Whatever that thing is for you, you need it. And you're not always going to be in tune with reality as somebody who is constantly dysregulated, which is fine. Believe it or not, that's fine. If you lose your mind every now and then, okay. But you need a reality anchor, something that pulls you back to reality, or a person that you can call, a trusted person that you can call, and you can genuinely ask them, hey, this is the situation at hand. Be as objective as possible. Do you think I'm doing too much? And when you ask people these questions, you have to give them the space to tell you the truth. Because a lot of times you'll ask people, but when they tell you the truth, you flip out. No, say, hey, here's the situation at hand. This is how I feel. Am I doing too much? Or am I reaching right now? Do you think that I'm reaching? Just having a person to give you some insight on if you're reaching or not is very valuable. It's very valuable. Bunny, what's going on? Happy that you're here on YouTube. Very valuable. Carson, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. I mentioned this to my psychiatrist. The first thing he said was, do you think aliens are talking? Okay, look. Now, y'all know I'm a big fan of psychiatry and talking to your psychiatrist. Still talk to your psychiatrist, but know that when you're talking about these things to your psychiatrist, they're probably trying to assess and see if you're hearing voices or if you're seeing things. So talk to them, but make sure you can give them the full picture, or else they're gonna be thinking, oh my goodness, this person is, they can no longer get their ADHD medications. When I'm Lilian, gotcha. As a mom, am I doing too much? That's very likely. And Carson, currently right now, we're not taking any patients at the moment, but we can open up a little bit later on. Some psychiatrists are just not familiar with neurodivergence. Is that what you're trying to say, Aaron? Coco, shout out to me. Unless your psychiatrist is neurodivergent, I just don't see them, looking out. But it's not intentional. It's just some things have to come from lived experiences. I think for me, like I've self-sabotaged so many times. And also, these two examples are just two ways that I've self-sabotaged. Breaking up with somebody impulsively before moving across country, and firing my publicist because I felt as if he was associated with some company that did me wrong. Those are just two ways that I've self-sabotaged. If I had to sit down and think about it, I could think of 30, 40 ways. There's been multiple ways that I've self-sabotaged. So when I have a patient in front of me, I'm able to pull from that experience and I'm able to use that to help. So I had to self-sabotage so that way you don't have to. I had to mess up so you don't have to. Oh, Carol, I think you're probably you just probably came on and you missed the first part. But to answer your question, what I do is I get into negative thinking patterns, and I feel as if I have to get space. So normally I do the whole breakup thing, and then maybe we'll get back together later on. But normally I break up impulsively, and then go on to another girl, and then the pattern continue. The cycle repeats. But now that I'm catching wind of this, doing a little bit better. This is funny right here. Oh my goodness. No, it'd be very enlightening for you all to get a copy of your medical records and see what's written. It'll probably shock you. I know they see as self-sabotage, but and those decisions serve you. Yes, no, I think that they definitely help me out because I believe that life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. All the things that happen in your life, they happen for you. So I was able to understand the patterns that I have. Because look, pattern recognition is something that neurodivergents are just good at in general. We're really good at pattern recognition. But if you're not aware of how your patterns impact you and how to change it, you'll keep replaying that same thing over and over and over and over again. So with me understanding the patterns that I have and knowing what I'm liable to do, I'm able to put myself in better positions. So I would say that it helped me out. Definitely helped me out. Definitely helped me out. Let's see. Yeah, I see codependence and ADHD a lot. I think that this even tends to be our default sometimes. Like we have to work against being codependent. I meant to ask you, how do you stop from self-sabotaging relationships? For me, I think it comes from expecting to be heard. So that's normally what happens. And for me, I had this big, huge fear of going broke and losing everything. Like that never happened, but I had this big catastrophic thing in my head. What happens if I lose everything? So I had to break up with her so that way she wouldn't leave me. So what you do is you have to let go of the situation. So it comes from wanting control. We have a big problem with control as neurodivergents. We feel like we have to be in control all the time. We want to be autonomous as much as we can be in. We do need autonomy. We need that. But you can't control every single thing. You can't control every single thing. So you have to let go. And letting go means that you could be hurt. Now don't expect to be hurt, but you could be hurt. You could be hurt. So what's considered fearful avoidant? Oh, I'm definitely avoidant. Not fearful. I guess you could say that, but my attachment style is definitely avoidant. Definitely. And one thing about avoidance, you know that avoidance and anxious people go together. Did y'all know that? Avoidance and anxious people go together like peanut butter and jelly. So my attachment style is avoidant. So the people that I'm attracted to are anxious. But yeah, that works. Leilani, yes, we do. We do. Thank you for bringing that up. We do. So yeah, attachment styles, the avoidance tend to get with the anxious people, because the avoidant will you have this tug of war going. The avoidant will threaten to leave, or they may leave. Then the anxious person, is engaged and they're sad. But then when the avoidant chooses to stay, then the anxious person is happy. It's a whole tug of war. Very familiar with Ghana. One of the few guys I dated was okay. Shout out to him, and shout out to y'all. Mac, what's going on? Do you see avoidant attachment? Oh, and guys, now we're definitely in the Q&A section of the live stream. Jane says, OMG, I'm avoidant and my husband is anxious. And then Jessica says, no way, my husband is extremely anxious and I'm avoidant. Guys, I told you avoidance and anxious people go together. They go together. You will never see two avoidants with each other. Because one person will leave and the other person won't care. Like, whatever. I ain't finna call you back. I'm not finna call you back. If you want to leave, leave. I'll hold the door open for you. Get out of here. I don't care. An anxious person cares. So that's what the avoidant wants. Because you want somebody who's going to be upset that you're leaving. Do you see avoidant attachment style in autistics a lot? Because I'm anxious and it's a problem. So here's the thing. I don't think it's like, I see avoidant a lot in autism, but I also see the anxious attachment style as well. I've seen it both ways, Melissa, to answer your question. I've seen it both ways. So you can be both. right? And you can be more of one than the other. And not to confuse you even further, but you could be anxious with one person and avoidant with somebody else. I hope that's not going over your heads. But you can be anxious with one person and avoidant with somebody else. And this might need its own live stream because I see y'all have a lot of questions on this. But you can be anxious with one person and then, avoiding with the next. And the person who's avoidant tend to have a bit more leverage in the relationship, which is why I like being more avoidant than anxious. But I mean, if you can come towards the middle and you can be more secure, then that's obviously better. Um, that's more healthier. But the person who is avoidant tends to have the leverage. Let me see. Someone says, 3 years now, I need this break. I'm diagnosed ADHD, but I think I have both. Yeah, you can have both. And It's Me Breezy says, literally my dating life right now. Breezy, talk to me. What kind of work does it take to be secure? Well, yeah, you have to run towards things that you fear. You have to let go of control and be okay with things happening the way that they're supposed to happen. So you have to get out of yourself and be okay with communicating. Communicate. A lot of avoidance don't communicate that well because they don't really have to. Because the anxious person is not going to leave. So if you're not going to leave, then what motivation do I have to communicate? There's not a lot of things that are, motivating me to communicate with you. Because if I don't communicate, you'll just say, tell me what's on your mind, do a better job of communicating, but you won't leave me. So that, I don't have to work on myself because you won't leave anyways. Yeah, we like the leverage. We like the leverage. So we have to, we got to work on that. We got to work on that. I feel relationships are so draining, but so is not having a person in the hard times. Carrie, that's true. That's true right there. Relationships can be draining, but when you don't have a person in the hard times, then you start to question life, and you're like, man, I wish I had somebody right now. I'm going through such a hard time. I wish I had somebody to talk to, somebody to scratch my back, somebody to take my pants off. You're like, I wish I had somebody. Is repair possible after trust has been broken? Janky, yes, but you might be walking the eggshells for some time. Someone wants to wear no, y'all want me to wear gray sweatpants. I want y'all to focus, so that's why I won't wear the gray sweatpants. No, yeah, because when you're going through a hard time in life, you want somebody to do the Mickey Ficky with, because it's a stress reliever. You want to relieve some stress. So when you look to the right or left of you and you have nobody there, and you're like, all right, like, damn, I got nobody. I got nobody. Sad. It's sad. Yeah. Y'all want the gray sweatpants. If you want the gray sweatpants, you have to come to the show in Houston. If the Mickey is fickying. That's funny. If the Mickey is fickying, I'm weak. I'll be walking on eggshells, or he will. So, Janky, the person who betrayed the other person will probably be walking on eggshells. So if he betrayed you or whatever, then he might be the one that's walking on eggshells because he's trying to earn your trust back. And then if the situation is the other way around, then vice versa. Nashville, the day after my birthday, I expect them. Oh, Nashville's my hometown. Oh, Houston is April 26th. Link is in the bio. Link is in the bio. Come to Canada. All right, next time I come to Vancouver, I'll wear the gray sweatpants. Can you be anxious around family but avoiding with romantic relationships? Yeah, for sure. And Jackie says, I'm afraid to trust him again and get hurt, but I love him. When has love ever been enough? Love ain't enough. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get back with him, but you can't live in fear. You can't live in fear. You either do it or you don't. Don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. When I come back to Augusta, Georgia, I'm not sure, but I got family there, so maybe a week. Not a week, but maybe in a month or so, just to see family. I'm not sure, but I love to do a show in Augusta. I just hate that I become insatiable when it comes to Mickey Ficky sometimes. I think it has something to do with ADHD because I just want to. So I've made a video about this. It's on my YouTube, and YouTube is where I have my longer form content. For those of y'all who like the longer form content, I know that y'all used to seeing me in shorts and vertical, but for those of y'all who like the longer form content, I made a video on YouTube. Let me see what it's called. Somewhere here. There we go. The shocking truth about ADHD and sex. I made this video about a month ago. So with ADHD, sometimes you'll have Laura, I see your comment. I'm weak. Sometimes you'll have moments where you want a lot of the Mickey Ficky, and then moments where you don't want it at all, which would be very confusing to your partner. Like if 1 week your drive is high and then the next week you want to be left alone, that tends to confuse people, especially if they're not neurospicy as well. I'm like, somebody gotta tie my tie. I can't tie a tie. I can't tie a tie. None of my 4 wives are here. What do I do? What do I do? How do I share that link? Let me see if I can share that link. Copy. Let me see if this works like that. Oh, it works. It works. Boom. Okay. So the link that I shared right now, obviously this link does nothing for y'all just seeing the words and stuff here, but the link to that video is the shocking truth about ADHD and sex. So yeah. Let me see. Worst is during the day. Worst is during the when he was in Ellensburg. Those girls in the clinic were in. I don't know if the girls in the clinic were because I'm very professional. I'm very professional. I don't know what goes on at the clinics. I'm always professional. I'm always professional. Salt Lake City. Okay. I love your short videos, Aaron. I appreciate that. They were like that too. Oh yeah. The professionalism in the workplace. They want them gray sweats. Here's one thing I'll say about women. Women have some of the same thoughts, if not dirtier than we as guys have. They just don't want to, be responsible for those thoughts. They want us to put the thoughts out, but they be having them thoughts. I know. Renee, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate that. Women be having them thoughts too, but they say that we as guys we have those thoughts. No, that's facts right there. Summer shares is exactly correct. We are shamed for it. That is most definitely true. I mean, maybe things will change, but some things tend to not change. And women are shamed for the thoughts that men are able to regularly express. Like guys and guys will be canceled for having dirty thoughts, and women will be shamed for it. So as guys, if I'm hanging with the guys, David and Kevin, and the fellas, if I'm hanging with the boys, what we do is we look around to see who was there, and when the coast is clear, then we're like, damn, you see Shawty, she thick. Oh, we lose our minds. So we can do that. Women have to read those fantasy novels or whatever, because you will be shamed. It should not be like that. But women will be shamed, so you have to read like books and stuff. Those are cheesy. I bet. Religion and ADHD. Oh, I take everything very literal and try to perfect it. Well, Shay, that's the problem right there. You take everything literally. That's a problem right there. And look, I come from a very religious family, and I still am a religious person. I'm not perfect by any stretch of imagination. I'm a religious person. I mean, if you see me on tomorrow, Wednesday, if you see me tomorrow with a certain woman, then next week, Wednesday, you see me with a whole different woman, mind your business, but I'm still religious, and God still loves me. And I have ADHD. And I'll say, in terms of the religion thing, you can love Jesus and love God and still take medications. And sometimes the issue is not that, you're not praying hard enough. The issue is that you need medications. And Miss Shay, I'm not saying that you need medications. I'm not talking about you specifically, so I don't want to look like I'm trying to diagnose you, but just in my experience, sometimes you just need medications. And then you'll tell yourself that you're a failure, or maybe you're not praying hard enough. No, sometimes you just need medications. That's all. Laura, sneaky. That's how you lured your husband. Sneaky. Yeah. The religion one, it does get touchy, and I mean, I know. I mean, my mother is one of the most religious people I know, and when I talk about people needing medications, it just doesn't convert. So I wish I could get through to her, but it doesn't work. This is Sister Wives. It's funny, when I gave the keynote speech at the ADHD conference a year and a half ago in Anaheim, I met the guy who produces this show. He and his wife came up to me, and they're like, "Have you heard of the Sister Wives show or something like that?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh, I'm the producer for it. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." And I think that during that keynote speech, I think I had made a joke about having multiple wives or something like that. And then I don't know if that's why he came and sought me out. Let me see. All right. So Shay, you said I take Vyvanse. Okay, great. All I was trying to say about on that point was that you can take medications and also talk to your pastor. Because I wasn't sure how I was coming across. But I do believe that that's something that we need to talk about more in the church. I don't know if the church is ready for that, but I'm ready for the church to, have this conversation. Dr. Chapman, how are you? Okay, I'll go through and I'll look through the DMs. I might look normally I look through my DMs whenever I'm flying. That's when I get a chance to go through everything and see what's up. Yes, yep. You can take medications and also talk to your pastor. Facts. 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 I'm trying to have sister husbands. Okay, sure. You can have sister husbands. How many husbands do you want? You want a husband to pay the rent, and then you can have a husband to pay the bills, and then you can get a third husband to talk to, and then I'll be the fun husband. There you go, sister husband. There you go, sister husbands. And Chase says, I agree. I was unmedicated 5 years because I was told I could pray my. See, the ADHD in the church. That's its own live stream right there. That is its own live stream right there. Because some people in the church will tell you that you can pray the ADHD away. But guess what? How can you pray the ADHD away when you can't focus long enough to do the prayer? You sit down and pray and you keep getting distracted. Now God can't hear you. God is saying, take your Vyvanse so I can hear your prayer. God can't even hear you because you're not taking your Vyvanse. So God wants you to go CVS, get your prescription, take your Vyvanse, and then come back and pray. And then God can hear you clearly. But God said, hey, take that Vyvanse because you're praying, but I don't know what you're talking about. So God wants you to take the Vyvanse so he can hear your prayers. That's what God's telling you. Go to CVS. God wants you to pray. Summer Share says, I'm poly. I'd like a quad to. I don't even understand the rules of the poly stuff. I don't understand the terminology. But one thing that I do believe that the Polynesian community does very well is the concept of compersion, which is essentially, to my knowledge, not being jealous. I really like that. I really like that. Give me my third husband. How many husbands do y'all have? 90-minute mark. Okay, all right. Leilani, we'll do 10 more minutes and then I'll be off. And I'll let my assistant John know too. Awesome, John. I'll be on for 10 more minutes and then I will reply to this. Okay, 1 second. Leilani, thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate that. That way we don't go to the 2 minute. That's 2 hour mark. Yeah, I mean, that would be my. If I had to give a talk at a church, which I mean, I could do that. I could do that. I could do a talk at the church, and most definitely not in gray sweatpants because it's God, But there's two Leilanis, yes, 1 and 2. Yeah, there's 2 Leilanis. But that would be what I talk about the church. I would tell them that you can go to a therapist, you can go to a psychiatrist, and you can also talk to the pastor. The way I grew up, I mean, the pastor was everything. I mean, the pastor was the therapist, the pastor was the psychiatrist, the pastor was the plumber, the pastor was the bus driver, the pastor did everything. I'm like, damn. Like, I run into an issue, call the pastor. What you mean call the pastor? The pastor was I'm like, is pastor God? Like, what you mean the pastor can do everything? I actually like having a pastor to talk to about spiritual things, but then also a psychiatrist to prescribe the medications. Now, if the pastor happens to be a psychiatrist, okay, cool, all right then. But I have never met a pastor that could refill my Adderall. When I meet one, then I can talk to him about everything. The street preacher telling my mom she's the reason I was born disabled because she sinned. Okay. Okay. And Mac says, I simply want one wife. Oh, Mac, what an American thing to say. What an American thing to say. If y'all have found pastor psychiatrists, let me know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. I've never met one. Never met one. You can go to a faith-based counselor if you Jacqueline on TikTok, thank you for saying that. You can go to faith. They do have faith-based counselors, and they have faith-based care. You know, which is interesting for me because, and look, I'm a Christian, so I am a Christian. I just think it's interesting that, like, I don't know, like I'm not sure why it has to be faith-based because if I need, I mean, I don't know. I need to gather my thoughts more on that so I can articulate my points better. Because I wanted to get through to Christians because even though I'm a Christian, it's hard to get through to the other Christians. I haven't been able to do that. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong Christians. I don't know. Chelsea, I appreciate you as well. I appreciate you as well. Judah Smith, I gotta see who's that. You are a bride for people. What does that mean? I know a pastor who. Okay. Look, that's what I'm saying. Like as I was talking, I was thinking to myself, there's got to be a pastor out there that's a doctor. I'm sure that there's a pastor out there that's a doctor. And this pastor that happens to be a doctor, I bet you they're like a surgeon or something. They're not even like a therapist. They're like a different type of doctor. Cam Anderson went to a sex therapist a week. That's funny. Oh, you read the whole Bible? The whole Bible. Wow. Okay. And the Presbyterian Church. Yeah, and I agree with Mac. When you encounter certain pastors or people in the faith who say things, excuse me, like, oh, you're mentally ill because your mom sinned. Whenever you hear that, I think it's important to understand that one person or that one pastor doesn't represent the whole Christian community. Because people will sometimes think that, oh, I ran to one pastor who said something that was controversial, so now I have to leave the whole faith. Don't allow one pastor to be, to represent the whole community. Because you have some pastors out there that are corrupt, and you got some doctors and therapists out there who are corrupt, if not incompetent. So just know that one goofy pastor doesn't represent the whole faith. So one goofy pastor does not represent the whole faith. But I'm happy that there's faith-based counseling because that, like, if ever I want my mom to get into like therapy, she would want a faith-based counselor. If my counselor or my therapist is faith-based, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't go to them because they're faith-based. I'll go to them because they have some good tips and tricks on how I can manage my ADHD and all my other issues. But if they happen to be faith-based, cool, great. But some people really want the therapist to be faith-based. So I do think that we need some faith-based therapists out there because they can connect to people in ways that the other therapists can't. Shay says, I like a mix of faith-based and trauma-informed. Okay. And Breezy said, I'm glad you're live. I just posted a video and it's getting so much backlash. Breezy, don't listen to those people. Kelly says, I want mainly just neurodivergent friends. They're cooler and to unmask. I don't want Kelly on TikTok. I don't want to say the same thing because I don't want to exclude neurotypical people. I want to be around everybody. People that agree with me, people who don't agree, people who look like me, people who don't look like me, people from all walks of life. But I will say it is easier to communicate with other neurodivergents for me. But anybody who wants to be around me, I want to be around them straight up. If you want to be around me and hang out with me, then I'm cool with that. This looks like a popular combination: faith-based and trauma-informed. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, Leilani, it's about that time. About that time. It's about that time to wrap it up. Caruso tapped in. Okay, I try to be tapped in. I try to be tapped in. Oof. I believe neurodivergent people were meant to run impacts. I believe so as well. I believe so as well. And that's why a lot of times you're not a basket case. You're just in the wrong area. You're just hanging with the wrong people. You're just in the wrong environment. Mac, all right, Mac, you're my brother in Christ. Okay, Mac. Your vibe attracts a tribe. I agree with that. And with this comment on the screen, this is a good time for Renee, Miss Renee. May God bless you as well. I appreciate that. This is a good time to mention the shows that we have coming up. We have 2 shows right now coming up. We have a show in Houston, Texas on the 26th of April at 8 p.m. I hope to see all my people from the Woodlands, all my people from Katy, all my people from all parts of Houston. Houston's an hour away from Houston, and there's 2 airports there. It's very confusing. So I got to make sure that my assistant gets things right. I don't want to fly into Hobby when we're supposed to be at Bush and vice versa. We'll figure out the logistics, but we will be in Houston on the 26th of April at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club, and I can't wait to see y'all there. I'm assembling the Avengers of Comedy. Okay, I'm assembling the Avengers of Comedy. So every comedian that you see that night will be neurodivergent. And after their set, you're going to guess what mental illness they have. No, I'm kidding with the last part. I'm kidding. But every comic that y'all see will be neurodivergent. So we'll have the Avengers of Comedy. So that's April the 26th in Houston, Texas at the All Jokes Aside the Comedy Club. Apparently, the capacity for that club is 150 seats. So let's fill it out. Let's pack the room with neurodivergence. And hopefully you come and not just watch the show, but meet some friends. And hopefully you can meet some friends and some people that are in your city that have similar backgrounds to you. They may not look like you or talk like you, but hopefully you can make some friends. And maybe you might even, might meet a romantic partner. Who knows? Love could be in there. I don't know. Love could be in there. I don't know. Love, if you're a single neurodivergent and you're confident enough to come up on stage, come on stage. You might find your person in Houston. If not, we'll post a clip on TikTok. You might find your person. So you got to come through. If y'all sell it out, I'll wear some gray sweatpants. If y'all sell it out, I'll wear gray sweatpants. You gotta sell it out though. Sell it out. That's a promise, but you gotta sell it out. And so Carrie says Nashville, May 31st at Zany's, day after my birthday. Wear your gray sweats. So here's the thing with Nashville. We'll be at the Lab at Zany's. That's a smaller Zany's venue in Nashville, Tennessee, to my knowledge. And the capacity in that room is 60 seats. So it's likely that we'll sell that one out. So the gray sweatpants, we'll see. If we sell that one out, I may do the sweatpants too. But we got to sell it out. Will there be any dad jokes? Oh, I love dad jokes. So There should be a couple there. If you like corny jokes, I like that. I like that. Zany's capacity. Somebody's done it before. At my show in Atlanta, one girl drove from Chattanooga to Atlanta, Georgia. Now Houston, Ohio to Houston's a longer drive, but you get the point. You get the point. And Zany's is 60 seats. 60 seats. I know that's not very Christian of me. Yeah, no gray sweatpants. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's not Christian of me. Bad boy. Bad boy. Bad boy. I'm driving from Chattanooga to Nashville. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Why? Oh, okay. All right. Carrie, we definitely have to get a photo if you're coming from Chattanooga to Nashville. I appreciate that. Madison, I appreciate you as well. I appreciate you as well. Yes, Shauna or Shayna, I'm not sure how you say it. The link is in the bio, Shayna. And Jacqueline Castillo. Yeah, link is in the bio. No. What happened to the beverage company? I'm not sure what happened. Is this a dad joke? Mac, hey, hopefully you can come to Nashville. If not for the show, one of these days you can come through. But yes, link will be in the bio. Courtney, as of right now, I don't have any dates in Iowa, but I would love to come there eventually. Right now we have Houston, and the next month Nashville. We're working on other cities like Seattle and Chicago and New York City, but right now that's what we have. So that's what we have. Yeah, 2 lives in a row. Not accepting new patients at the moment, unfortunately. 2 lives in a row. Yes, and the next live stream will be Renee is unhinged. Miss Renee, how old are you? Miss Renee, how old are you? You're not supposed to ask women their age, but I mean, this is a safe space. I said miss to be polite. How old are you, Miss Renee? A week. Atlanta. I'm pretty sure we'll have Atlanta show this year because Atlanta was one of the dates that I had to postpone last year when I got burnt out. So I'm pretty sure we'll have an Atlanta show. I'm not sure when, but I'm pretty sure we will have an Atlanta show. Hey, I'm trying to get out this live stream and get to my next thing. Y'all are making me weak. He said, "Hey, listen, Firo, I'm weak." Let's see. You got to. I have a cowboy hat, but I gotta get the boots, Mac. I gotta get the boots. 54. Thank you for sharing your age with us, Miss Renee. Love of the show. 54. I appreciate that. Love of the show. 54. I appreciate that. Miss Renee is Big Mama. Well, I hope to see you in Houston or in Tennessee, Miss Renee. Big Mama. That's what we're gonna call her, Big Mama. Big Mama. Thank you for the that thing, the jellyfish on TikTok. I appreciate it. Big Mama. Big Mama. But you know, 54 is not even young. I'm old. It's young. Like, honestly, I think old now is. I'm gonna offend somebody. Older now is. Older starts at 75. 75. Oh yeah. She doesn't look 54. Miss Renee, take good care of herself. Oh, Leilani said, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. Before Miss Renee tackle me, I gotta go. All right, guys. So once again, the links for the shows are in the bio. We have I'm 33, Crystal. I'm 33. We have Houston, April 26th, then Nashville, May 31st. Hope to see you all there. The Avengers of Comedy, the neurodivergent Avengers of Comedy will be in your city, and it'll be my responsibility to put on the best possible show for y'all. So that will be link will be in the bio. And as far as the next live stream will be Thursday at 6 o'clock California time, which is 9 o'clock in New York City, which is 8 o'clock in Nashville. Speaking of Nashville, 6 o'clock in 7 o'clock in Arizona, 6 o'clock in Seattle, 5 o'clock in Alaska, 4 o'clock in Hawaii. Y'all say I'm a baby. How old are y'all? Y'all say I'm a baby. How old are y'all? San Diego to come eventually. In my mind, I'm 18. Well, Miss Renee, you look amazing. You look amazing. I appreciate all of y'all. You'll mark your calendar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Until the next live stream, 44. Next live stream, y'all remind me, let's do an age check. Let's do an age check at the next live stream. So that way I can get going. But we'll do an age check, and all of the mama bears and the cougars and the young bulls come up through. All right. Love y'all. Take care. And try and get some sleep. I'll try my best to get some sleep tonight as well. Peace.